up, guys? Bearded Hikes here. We're out at the Trout Lake Nature Center in Lake County. We're going to be checking out some of the stuff that there is here to see. Over 250 acres of places to explore and a really cool boardwalk with a turtle habitat and cool bird life. So we're going to check it out. We just got here. The coronavirus is crazy and everybody's staying home, so there's nobody here. So we're going to check it out, and I hope that you guys will join me and enjoy this hike. Here we go. Just outside the nature center, they have a turtle habitat. There's the guy. There he is. Look how cute. I'm assuming a gopher tortoise. Yeah. I like how they give him a little tube to go into so he doesn't have to try so hard. At the front of the park, you're going to come to a fork with two trails, so you kind of have to make a decision. So this is Lazy Oak Trail over here on the right. This is Lazy Oak Trail on the right. And then on the left, we have the Hazelton Trail. Lazy Oak Trail is going to go around to the Bobcat Walk. That sounds really interesting. We should do that. Or we can take the Hazelton Trail. We'll do this, we'll loop back around, and then we'll go up to the bridge.
That's a great idea.
All right, let's do it. Wow, pretty fun. Definitely adds a little bit of a Indiana Jones element to the hike here. As you can see, we're walking over some wetlands here on the floodplains of Trout Lake, which is where we're making our way towards now. We've been out here for probably 30 minutes or so. We haven't seen a single person out here besides people that work here. So it's just another great example that if you feel cooped up or stuck at home because of the current situation, this might be a really good time to start checking into some of these, not only local options, but free options. People tend to forget that we have more than Florida state parks here, but we also have a plethora of reserves, WMAs, wildlife management areas, and protected lands that are not Florida state parks that do not open late and close early. So do a little bit of research, and this is definitely a place you want to come. We're just reached Trout Lake, so check this out. Coming up here to a dock. Here we are, Trout Lake.
Cool.
A lot of spider webs here, but some nice views. This would be a really good place to come set up for a little bit of lunch with somebody and sit back and enjoy this Florida view right here. All in all, this was a really short hike. We parked here right where it says Trout Lake Nature Center, and there was a very clear-cut path or two that led us right down to where we are right now. Just off to the side of the boardwalk here, you can see some yellow jessamine, which grows pretty wild throughout this whole area. You can, if you look all around, see little yellow flowers kind of picking out, and the bees really like this vine. Good for our pollinators, has a lot of pollen to give, but it should be known that the vines are toxic. The entire vine, the flower and all, so. Just off to the side of the boardwalk here, you can see some yellow jessamine, which grows pretty wild throughout this whole area. You can, if you look all around, See little yellow flowers kind of picking out, and the bees really like this vine. Good for our pollinators, has a lot of pollen to give, but it should be known that the vines are toxic. The entire vine, the flower and all. So here on the right side, you can see kind of like a swath of this blue flag iris, which is another plant that grows out of water. All the roots are underwater, and they have these giant seed pods that open up with these amazing purple flowers that are just like almost orchid-like. When you examine them up close, they have like that line going through it, just like an orchid, and they're really delicate. But you can see here, there's just a ton of them, and I mean this in a non-exaggerative way. Just again, a swath of them just sitting here, and going up and down this trail, there is no other blue flag iris growing. So
one over there. Yeah,
you can see there's one on the side of the trail. So maybe this one just found enough water to survive, but all of its buddies are over here. Really, really pretty. Almost like something out of a movie when you see this kind of stuff. The way the light's hitting it right now, it's going on like around 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. It just complements their beauty, I guess. So we just got off the bridge and we kind of hung a right, and we're just taking one of these paths that we didn't take the first time. Very diverse area out here in Trout Lake Nature Center. All sorts of things you can run into: black bears, bobcats, raccoons, bunnies, woodpeckers. I mean, the list goes on and on. I think the volunteers and the people that work here do a pretty good job on maintaining these trails. Lots of places to sit. Haven't come across any weird things in the boardwalk, like a hole or hurricane damage or anything like that. Everything seems to be pretty kept up with. All right, so we're gonna take one last trail before we get out of here. This is the Adventure Armadillo Trail. Some pretty cool little bridges in this park. It really adds a lot to the adventure. What an amazing little bridge. Coming over a coming over a bridge over troubled waters here. Very fun. I could see where this would be a really good time if you had some kids that were interested in kind of taking all this in and feeling like a part of nature.
Oh my god.
Right here off one of the main trails, they have something called a celebration oak. They have this plaque here that kind of explains it. It says, "This celebration oak has grown over many of our lifetimes. It is a symbol of endurance, beauty, renewal, and life. Chimes, like wind chimes, are hung in this oak to honor a special event in life, such as a birth, an anniversary, the loss of a loved one, retirement, or a new friend. The music of the chimes celebrate memories, hopes, and wishes. Their crystalline sound helps them recall the person, activity, or life event, and it is a way for the world to share memories and dreams with everybody else through the melody of the chimes." You can actually go to the Trout Lake Nature Center office and purchase a spot where you can hang some wind chimes whether that be to commemorate the passing of a loved one, or maybe there's a baby in the family, or you made a new friend, just like the sign says. But all along this tree there are a countless number of little wind chimes and sentiments. Just walking back to the car here, and we were shown here by one of the volunteers, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
One of the volunteers, that there's a gopher tortoise here that is in rehab back over towards the turtle exhibits, the habitats where I took you guys earlier. This is kind of like recess for the turtle now. And I think, is this a corn snake here?
Yes.
We got a corn snake hanging onto the rail there. Yeah, very cool. Just goes to show if you come here at the right time, you can see some cool stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Totally fine with being handled.
So this is a corn snake here, and this is Jane. Very cool little pattern on these guys, and super timid, and these are all over Florida. This is a native of our state. So you can see it checking us out. Snakes smell with their tongue. See it flicking all around there. It probably sees me sitting here wondering what the heck I'm doing. But very cool. So you can come out here for a hike, or come see some nature in the nature center. You just don't know what you'll get till you get here.
Notes go up my sleeve.
And everybody that works here is a volunteer, so we thank our volunteers for helping keep our Florida creatures where they belong, which is here in our state. So
We also operate on donations.
yes, and they operate on donations. So pretty eyes. She's got like blue, a little bit of fleck of blue, and depending on how the sun hits her eyes.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Jane. I appreciate it. And
Thank you for coming.
yeah, thanks for showing us around, showing us the snakes and stuff. And we'll be back. They have a butterfly garden here. You can see the
Does she normally tie herself up in a knot?
butterfly there. No, I don't want to get too close, but here they have some more of this Biden's alba, and there is a honeybee going to town on this Biden's alba.
When I was a docent at Central Florida,
And just in the background there, you can see a fluttering butterfly coming this way. This is the tiger moth butterfly. Very cool. Kind of cool how their wings just kind of look like little wind socks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, so that was Trout Lake Nature Center. We're just making our way back out of the park, and wow, what a hike that was. When I initially got here, I didn't expect it to be as big as it was, but when you get the trail map in your hands and you realize how far back it goes, it's actually a pretty considerable hike. So glad we did it. Spent about 2 hours here, and that was walking all the trails that they have. All the trails dead end at a lake, so you kind of just start at one, hit the lake, work your way back, and check all the trails in between. There's really not a bad spot. Have some very cool stuff. The tree with the wind chimes was awesome. The bridges and the cool wooden walkways really just add to the adventure out here. So very cool hike. Would recommend it for beginners. Not very hard, so that's nice. And yeah, if you're feeling cooped up in your house because of this coronavirus thing, and you live around the Lake County area, this might be a really fruitful trip for you to take. I would 100% recommend it. We will be back here, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the hike today. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.